Now, when the General Accounting Office has tried to audit various parts of the United States government, such as the Pentagon or any cabinet level agency, they've often said that the information is so bad we can't do an audit. And so what we have is a situation where the United States government puts private firms in prison for having bad accounting practices, but itself has no accounting practices that could even be audited.
Exactly. Well, the Pentagon, in hearings 4 years ago, said they had $2+ trillion missing, and I've got Rumsfeld on video saying, I don't know where it is, and we're not going to ever tell you. And he brings up Dr. Chu, the head of financing, and he says, we're not going to tell you. It's just like Bernanke to Senator Sanders going, I'm not going to tell you where the money went.
That's right. If they know, they're not going to tell you, and they may not know, or they may only know in part, and they use a lot of it to buy foreign governments. You know, I've said this before. When I was my PhD dissertation chairman was the second most powerful man in the Pentagon during the Nixon years, and he invited me to his office once. He wanted me to do something for the government, and I asked him, I said, how does the United States get all these foreign countries to do what they want all the time? How do they get them to do it? He said, money. I said, oh, you mean foreign aid? We give them foreign aid. He said, no, we just buy their governments. We just give the leaders money. And he wasn't proud of it. He was just telling me a fact. That was just the facts on the ground. And I think that's true. We own the European governments. We give them money.
Well, let me ask you this question then. What is going to happen that when the dollar finally dies or finally falls apart or it is no longer completely a monopolar system, for a season, a few years, there'll still be the big military.
There won't be any way to pay it.
Well, I understand, but
we're import dependent.
So will they use the military right when it implodes, as the Rand Corporation says they may, to start World War III as a cover, or will it just implode?
I don't know. I think it'll just implode because there's no money. They can't see. We're import dependent, and we can't pay for the imports. We can't feed people, clothe them. There's no gasoline. You can't make deliveries,
and they won't be able to buy off these governments. Well, I mean, even if we lose the world reserve,
that's the main point. That's the main point. See, this happened to the Romans. You know, when the silver denarius, the main monetary unit, it got so inflated that it was nothing but lead. It turned essentially into lead. The silver coin became lead. They couldn't buy off the barbarians. They didn't want the damn lead.
It's the same thing again.
So our paper is being destroyed by overprinting or whatever, overcreation. And when the thing goes, and the Chinese keep pointing that it's going to go, they're worried because they're holding $1 trillion. And when it goes, you can't buy people anymore. You can't buy them. And
when it goes, how fast will it go?
I think if it starts, it'll be very fast because everybody, the stocks that the world holds of dollars are immense. You know, there's $1 trillion in Japan, $1 trillion in China. Who knows how much OPEC has? Probably another $1 trillion. The Europeans, I mean, it's everywhere. And when it starts losing its value, it's like a stock market panic. Everybody sells, right? Mm-hmm. They sell. They run for it. They try to get something for it in order to, and so they're not going to all sit there and say, oh, we can't panic because we'll drive the price down. Have you ever seen that happen in the stock market?
No.
Well, it ain't going to happen with the dollar. And all those idiots, those financial gurus who say, oh, the Chinese will never do blah, blah, they'll lose dollars, the value of the dollars. Well, why don't they say that about stocks?
Well,
so they don't know what they're talking about. They're just spinning. You know, everything you hear is a lie, just like you say.
Well, in closing, it was not barbarians that laughed at Geithner when he told them everything was going to be just dandy and that they could have their money rise and that their dollar investments wouldn't fall, which is ridiculous. Obviously, keeping their yuan low has helped keep them, the dollars high so they can keep selling their goods, for those that don't understand that basic equation. But in our final equation here, this is just like with the Romans in 300, 350, 410 when Alaric sacked Rome. You're right. The barbarians began laughing when they said, we'll give you lead as money, and they knew real value. And it looks like that's starting to happen. You know, like the Chinese were laughing at Geithner offering them lead.
I think that's a good analogy, Alex. You summed it up. The Chinese don't want our lead.
All right. Well, what a lot of smart money people that I've seen be right in the past are saying they think things are really going to fireworks in October, or who knows?
Alex, just keep in mind, it wasn't that long ago that gold was $35 an ounce. What is it today?
970. Yeah.
What are people predicting the end of next year? 2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
All right. Now, from 1971, when it was still $35 an ounce, to today, has been the superpower time of the United States. We've been the superpower. We've prevailed. The Soviet Union's gone. We've had our way with the world. So during the period of our greatest power, the dollar relationship from gold has changed from $35 an ounce to $1,000 an ounce. Now, if you can have that kind of collapse during your prime, what can you have during your fall?
It'll all accelerate. The Tyranny of Good Intentions, second edition, out. Just Google Dr. Paul Craig Roberts. Read all his great columns. We link to him over at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Dr. Roberts, always informative having you on. Thank you for spending so much time with us. Have a great weekend.
I enjoyed being with you. Thank you.
God bless you. Take care. There he goes. I'm going to come back, hit some more news. Then Daniel Sunjata, star of Rescue Me, and a lot more is coming up. Talk about 9/11 Truth. I'm Alex Jones. Stay with us.
The New World Order beast is genetically modifying your food, mixing vegetables with animals, and now experimenting with viruses. Without a long-term food solution, you will have just two options: starve, or surrender. All canned food supplies will eventually run out. What then? Grow your own healthy food and feed your family forever. SurvivalistSeeds.com is now the nation's largest bulk heirloom seed company, and it's owned by a real patriot, Big John Lipscomb. You can now have an infinite amount of healthy vegetables like a watermelon, a bundle of carrots, or tomatoes for a little more than a penny each. SurvivalistSeeds.com. And now you can go into business with Big John at SurvivalistSeeds.com by becoming an affiliate. See his link at SurvivalistSeeds.com.